friends. How are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing great. Hope you're thriving. I hope you're striving. I hope you're making your ends meet wherever you're at, whatever you're doing. I hope you're loving what you're doing and who you're with, baby. All right, guys, today we're talking about The Devil's Brigade from 1968, directed by Andrew V. McLaglen. I think that's how you pronounce it. So, guys, before we get started, you know that drill. Like and subscribe. And here we go into this 1968 film about one of, or I guess, from the way that I understood the writing, the literature at the beginning of the film, this was like the first ever commando special forces unit. And it was comprised of Canadians and like ragamuffin American soldiers that were pretty much on the brink of like court-martial and stuff like that. So they throw them into this, special forces program run by William Holden's, colonel, major, whatever he, general. I don't know what his rank was, but he's Fredrickson. And we've got a who's who of actors in this, guys. We've got William Holden, we got Vince Edwards, and the whole reason that I actually watched this film was because of Vince Edwards. I had watched a film called Space Raiders, and it had Vince Edwards in it as one of the main characters, Hawk. And I said, man, this guy looks really familiar. So when I looked him up, I saw that he was in The Devil's Brigade, and that's kind of one of the films that he was really known for. And so I said, well, let me go check this movie out. So we'll talk about Space Raiders next time, but today I just want to give you that little tidbit. That's what the whole reason that I watched The Devil's Brigade, that's the whole reason I'm reviewing it, is because I was doing a Vince Edwards dive, right? So Vince Edwards is in this. He plays a major or someone important, an authoritative figure, and he's helping to whip these guys into shape. We've also got Jeremy Slate, we got Claude Akins, and we got Jack Watson. I mean, all these guys have been in some who's of movies, right? Jack Watson was in The Gorgon. Jeremy Slate, he was in a couple of things, good things, like if you go and look him up, you'll see what I'm talking about. But these guys were all in here. They all turned in excellent performances. This is a World War II movie, and it's a couple hours and change long, because what it does is we explore the first ever commando unit and their first mission that really, really sets the tone for them to continue commando work, like Navy SEALs and Rangers and Delta Force and all those guys, right? This was like the precursor to all that. And so we spend the first half of our movie watching the Canadians and the Americans kind of fight each other. William Holden, he's really kind of he's the hard-ass general or leader that's, you guys are going to go in there, and he's pitting his guys against each other to see who the best of the best is. He's just that kind of guy, right? That's what he's doing. He's trying to bring out the killer instinct, the best in these soldiers, right? And he's doing his best. He's doing his best with the help of his, seconds in command and all that. And then we have that whole, we have that moment in the film where the two companies bond, the Canadians and the Americans. They wind up bonding over an incident, and now they're a united fighting force. They're going to be tip-top, best of the best. Then, of course, we have our struggle where, oh no, they've launched this counteroffensive in Germany, and we weren't part of it, and now they're talking about closing us down, sending everybody off to different divisions and whatnot. And so we have that. They have to overcome that. And then we finally get to our climax of the film. We see everyone bond, and they do their mission that they're sent on. And it's just a solid war film with good characters, solid performances, and character development. I love the fact that they took their time to tell a story that was, for back then, for 68, I mean, 2 hours and 2.5 hours was pushing it, you weren't really, it wasn't like a thing you did, making big, long epics like that, unless you were like Cecil B. DeMille or something. But this guy, McLaglen, he made something special, I think, with this. I think William Holden did great. I think Vince Edwards, after watching him in Space Raiders, I said, this guy, I bet he was really good. I bet he was good when he was younger. He was in his prime. He was really dedicated to acting. And sure enough, he was good. That's why he's known for this movie, because he was an excellent second-in-command type character. Everyone had excellent development. The story was told in a way that was easy to follow, but yet it developed. Each scene enhanced the next to tell the story in a way that it flowed. It didn't seem choppy. It had good pacing. The cinematography was beautiful. These sweeping landscapes and German cliff sides, and the cinematography was great. This really was a fantastic World War II kind of epic, you know. And I like the fact that it told kind of a true story. I don't know how accurate the story is. I don't know how true, it was. But from what it said in the beginning is that this was the story of one of the first commando units, or the first commando unit ever formed to take on, like a mission behind enemy lines that was almost like a suicide mission, right? And they performed better than expected, yada, yada. It was a solid war film with great performances. I highly recommend you guys check it out. I watched it on, I think it was Shout TV or Prime. So you can check it out there, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for just a few minutes and talking about the Devil's Brigade. Hit that like and subscribe button on the way out, guys. I love you. Peace out. God bless you. And I'm going to keep making them as long as you keep watching them. Adios.